Hello everyone, I am so happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here. And so today I want to make this beautiful, well, I don't know how to call it really. Uh, it's a pocket. It's a double-sided pocket, and as you can see here, it's actually like a pocket, a tag, a pocket for a tag. And in the back you have space to put something else. It could be just a journaling card. I chose to create this beautiful little notepad, and you just tuck it right in here, just like that. It's beautiful, and you can certainly tuck this in a tuck spot in a journal or pin it, and somebody will have a very beautiful surprise, because as you can see, there's more to it than just what you see at the beginning. So this was not, I mean, it is easy. It is just confusing sometimes because I did this by pure accident. Yay me. So, which means now I have to try and explain it to you. So I've created kind of a model, not finished, and we're going to do one together so that I can try and explain to you where I'm going with this. Now, for those of you who are used to folding papers every which way, this will be easy to follow. For those of you who, like me, get confused between their right and their left, I can't believe I said that correctly. I usually say left and right. So for those of you who are, gifted as I am, you might find it a little confusing, but through the magic of YouTube, you can easily rewind and play it again. So here we go. The way I started, so just to get the confusion out, I will take the tag out and the little notepad, and then you are left with this. Okay, so what you need is a piece of paper. I'm going to show you others that I have. So, and again, this will all depend on the size you choose to do this. So I'm not going to, necessarily, I can give you the measurements of mine, but it's really just a guideline, because it always depends on what size of journal you're making and where you want to put this tag holder, let's call it, double-sided tag holder. There you go. And yeah, it depends where you want to put it. So I personally chose 8.5 by 11 sheets that I printed on both sides, because as you can see, this is the outside, this is the inside. So you see, when you fold, you see the paper in and out. So you really need to be sure of both sides of the paper and that you like them once they're folded, because they will show. So I chose 8.5 by 11, but I don't need the whole thing because, and I'll show you why. For me, again, with this size, and pretty much with this size as well, which I will give you the measurement just right away. So this, in the end, this one anyways, is like 3¼ inches wide, and it is about 7 inches tall, right? So again, it really depends on what you want. The beginning of this project, the sheet, I cut it down to 7.5 inch wide by 8 and a smidgen over 8 inch long. Okay, so it really depends, and actually I might even cut it to have it this size. I think it's too long, so let me do that while you are here with me. I think I'll cut off like 1 inch. I think it's too tall. I don't need it to be that tall, so I will take my trimmer. Oh, if you hear something coming down the stairs, it's my cat. He is big, heavy, and we hear him. Okay, so I will cut about, yeah, that should be enough. That way it's a little shorter. Let me see. Yeah, much better. Actually, it's pretty much exactly the same size now. Okay, I will also round. Well, I don't need to round the corners just yet. I'll wait. So the first thing you do, so like I said, this is the way I decided to measure it. So what I've done is I folded this like that, and leaving myself, I will measure again just to help you out. Well, on this one, I left myself 1.5 inches of over. you know, so once you fold it, I have 1.5 inches over here. I'm not sure I did the same on the other, maybe a little more. It really, like I said, there's no rules per se, okay? It's really, you'll see when you start folding your own paper. It's really hard to explain. I'm sorry if I'm confusing you, but you'll see. So I folded it this way, okay? So now I will go back here. So this is the front. So this will become this. So this is the front. So now what I've done is a little bit as if you wanted to do a paper airplane. Okay, so a paper airplane, you would kind of fold it this way if you made your airplanes the way I did. Okay, so that's how I used to do it when I made paper airplanes, right? And now see, this would be your fold over. And that alone, it's nice, but it doesn't give you any tuck spots like we've done here. Okay? And it means that the entrance of this is low, about all this lower. And this is very high. That's not what we want. Okay? So now I will unfold, I will open, and I will cut about the same, you know, about the same distance as here. I kind of like it. So because I don't trust myself with scissors, like I said, I can't cut straight to save my life. I will just use my trimmer, and I will put my paper right back into it. So just before. So, okay, so this is where we are folded right now, and I don't like it. I want it lower. So I unfold and I will cut right about maybe here. So I will turn this around because the blade is down there. And I'll measure after and tell you just how much I cut. But of course, this is your project. You can cut however low you want. So I will cut, I don't know, that's too low. There, let's see what this does. Yeah, that seems like a good cut. I will show you. How much did I cut? So I stopped right here. So that would be, just about 2 inches. I think that's about what I left on the other one, or maybe less on the other one. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, the other one was just almost 1.5 inches, 3/4. So, you know, you eyeball it to what you think you would like. Okay. I will keep this near so we can look at it. So we were folded earlier this way, right? Okay. So now we're going to take this fold and kind of do it again. But you really need to decide on the angle and how wide you want this. You really just play around with it. I think I'm going to go, I kind of like this. I'm not disliking it. Maybe I'll put it up a little higher because I do want it to be, it's thick, by the way, right? Because now you have many plies of cardstock, so you might need a tool like I'm using right now. So I hope you see this. I'm going to show you on the other one. You don't see the fold that is right here because I put flowers on them just to decorate because I liked it, but we can do the same or something else. But it's this fold right here. Okay, so we had it folded like an airplane, like the beginning of making an airplane. And then we cut about 1.5 inches or 2 inches off of here. So then we came back to the fold like an airplane, and then I decided to fold it just right here. I like this width right here. I think it's very decorative. I like to see the paper on the other side right here. So that's why I said make sure you have double-sided paper because it will look better than white, right? So I like it there. I don't dislike this at all. So now, remember, this goes over on the other side. And that's your first tuck spot, like the one, oops, it'd be better if it was the right side up, like the one right here. Okay? Now, it's time for the other one right here. And it's right there. And now we will fold it just like that. Now before I glue everything, and I'm sorry for those of you who already got it and want to move on, I'm going to re-explain it for those of you who maybe didn't get it. And I'm going to try and get the camera a tiny bit closer. So give me just a second. Okay, so again, we started with a page of whatever side you decided. I decided on the measurements I gave you at the beginning, which I think were about 7.5 by 8 and a schmidden of something for the height, right? And you decide on how large you want your tag holder. I had decided on this width, and I left myself about, was it 1.5 inches? Yeah, it was. I left myself 1.5 inches. It could be a little more. I think an 1.5 inches is more than enough. So I had 1.5 inches over. So then, once I had this, I folded it this way, and I pretended I was going to make a paper airplane. And I made my first fold right here, because this was not split open just yet, right? So after that, I unfolded it, and I opened it, and I decided to cut 2 inches of this fold. And then I came back, so I went back to my airplane fold, the first one we made, but now because this is opened up, I was able to fold it again, just like so. And then you turn around, and you fold it here, and you fold it here, and that's how you will have a tuck. Now I don't know if that's the right size, but yeah, you'll have a tuck spot to put things, anything you want. It could be, like I said, a mini paper pad or a beautiful journaling card, whatever it is. This is how you do it. Now on the first one I made right here, this one we don't see under the flower, but there's none of this paper here. If it bothers you, I think I like it. You could even have a tuck spot right here that you can leave, by the way. On this one, I glued it down and put flowers. Nothing prevents me from deciding that this will be another tuck spot. Nothing at all. It's actually quite nice. I might do that. But if this bothers you, you can always just fold it in. You can cut it off if you think it's too thick, or just fold it inwards, and there you go. And now it's not there anymore. I actually like it better this way. There we go. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So I hope I've explained it well enough, you know, because like I said, I did that by pure accident. I remember what I was doing. I was trying to not invent, but I was trying to come up with something nice. I don't like this frayed paper here. I might cut it. I was trying to come up with something nice. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to show you something new. And I said, you know what? Do like you tell them to do all the time and play with your papers. So I did. And this is very pretty. I love it. So I'm going to round the corners. I don't even think I'm going to ink the edges, to tell you the truth. I absolutely love the shade of the paper. And the only color I would maybe ink the edges would be a light smoky gray. I don't know if I have it. But not brown, no, you know, yellow or vintage photo or whatever it is. Not for this type of paper. I thought I had gray. Is that it? Is it pumice stone? Oh, okay, hold on. So, okay, so before I try it on here, I want to make sure that it would be the right color. If it's even going to show. Let me see. Maybe this is not enough. I haven't used it. As you can see, it's pretty new. I don't even know if I've used it. Maybe once or twice. Maybe on white paper it would show. I don't know. See, I don't want it to be dark. Oh, it does show. It's very subtle. But I think it adds. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Let me do that. I'm going to pause and come back when I've done, of course, the inking. Okay, well, it's very subtle. However, I do like it simply because before you could see the white of the cutting. When you cut the paper that's thicker, you can see some white. And now you don't see anything. So I actually love it. And I know it's very subtle. You probably don't see it on camera at all. You barely see it live, actually. But I can see it simply because, like I said, I don't see the white borders anymore. It's subtle. It just adds a finished touch. So now I will glue everything. And of course, be careful when you glue this to remember you need to tuck something. So only glue. I would honestly glue here, even if technically you don't have to because it's a fold, but just to make everything tighter. Otherwise, if I feel it's only looser, but that might be in my head. So, you know. So I will just put glue here. And there's something else I want to tell you before we start decorating, and that is, so this is an 8.5 by 11, and clearly I only took 7.5 by 8 and something. So there's a few inches left of that paper, and that's the paper that you can use to do your tag, because that's exactly what I've done. That's the back of part of the paper. I don't remember if it's this one or another pad or the inside. Yeah, I can see kind of writing. I think this was part of that. Anyways, so you can use it and create your tag. And I had another leftover, but it wasn't the same, but it was in the same family. And I used it to do this beautiful paper pad. And yeah, so the leftover, when you cut the size of the sheet you're going to use, well, you can use to make your tag. So I will glue here, just like that. I'm gonna give it a few seconds. Okay, so I found the piece of paper that I cut from this. So as you can see, this makes a beautiful tag now, because look. So what I'm going to do, however, it's a little tight, so I'm just going to trim a tiny bit so that it goes in and out a lot easier, right? Not too much, just a bit. I think my blade is dull. I'm going to have to get a new one. Okay, so this should be perfect now to go in a little more easily. Ah, yes. Oh, you know what I forgot? Look. Yay, belly band. I forgot to glue this. Hold on. I was too excited. That's an easy fix, though. There we go. Okay. So, while this dries, how about we make that beautiful tag? I have to decide which way is up. It can be anywhere because it's flowers, but I think I like this. Of course, it's too long, so I will trim it. I would like for it to sit a tiny bit lower, maybe like this. And again, I don't trust myself to cut straight. There we go. And why is it that this does not feel straight either? Huh? There's days like these, right? That you look at something and I can't put it in here, but I just want to see what the lines. I don't know. I don't know why I feel like it's not. And maybe it's an optical illusion. Okay, it's not an optical illusion. It's barely uneven, but I can see it. There, now it's even. That would have bothered me. Okay, so I will again round the corners. That's very nice. On this one, I put two eyelets to pass a ribbon, and I think that was a beautiful idea. So how about I do that again, because I really love the idea of the ribbon like that. It adds so much beauty. But I'm going to reduce, because this tag is a little less wide, it's a little thinner. So one hole here. That seems pretty. Did I move here? Hold on. I think I pushed this. I want to make sure. Okay. Yes. Okay. Very nice. And I think because this is all nice and gray, I'm going to go with very light colors. Like, I like the browns and everything, but if I have silver, what is happening here? Two eyelets, one into the other. Oh, I'm not going to deal with that right now. I think silver would be nice for this. Oh my goodness, get out. Yes, I like it. Oh yes, I love that I chose silver for this. Now I'm going to put a ribbon. Okay, I don't have white, but I have this light blue. It's really beautiful, and I'm hoping that I have enough to make a bow. If not, then fear not, I will find something else. I'm kind of hoping I have enough. Let's see. It's because it's blue and it's that, you know, very light blue, but I think it's too, no, it's too short. This will bother me. No, 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 no. I want it to be fluffy. Okay, hold on. Okay, I didn't remember. I have this cream color, which is perfect because there's cream in here, and it's a lot lighter than the blue. So I think this will look very pretty. Now, if you are interested in learning about watercolor, tomorrow on my other channel, Let's Paint with Chantal, I'm showing you 6 techniques you must try and learn and master with time, with your own abilities and your own creativities, to really have more fun with your watercolor. Having these techniques will really, really help you achieve the looks you're looking for and not always be disappointed, because when we start watercolors, a lot of times it's difficult. It's a whole new thing to learn. It's not like regular paints. You really have to get used to the water factor. But if you master these, and again, not master like a professional, but to your own ability with time, I'm telling you, you will have so much more fun painting. And yeah, I invite you to go check it out. It's going to be tomorrow. I can link the video in this video description box if you want. But if you look up my channel, it's called Let's Paint with Chantal. That's important, otherwise you won't find me. And you'll see it, because my channel is not being seen a whole lot because I'm brand new. Okay, so how about we put something on this tag so it's not so white and, you know, there's nothing there. I really love to add vellum, and I'm thinking a little bit of vellum. This piece of paper right there, maybe a little sentiment. That would be nice. Let me see what I have. I was leaning towards, you know, a sentiment or a word, and I realized I have all of these beautiful items. They're laser cut from a kit I had purchased from, I think it's 49 in Market. And look at this butterfly. Isn't it beautiful? Just like that. I think it's lovely. I'm going to do just that. Let's not, where's my glue? If you see my glue, let me know where I left it. Oh my goodness, where's the glue? Got it. It's always trying to run away. Okay, I'm going to put some double-sided tape for the vellum. And you don't have to have it glued everywhere, right? Because it's not something that's just going to come off the page. So you can put it here, and I don't know, maybe a tiny bit here, a tiny bit there. That should be just enough. There. That looks good to me. Just going to press on it a lot. Otherwise, when you pull on the backing, the glue comes with it. We don't want that. There. Beautiful. I love adding vellum. Okay, so yeah, just like that. So let's put it up. I'm in the middle, like that. Put some glue on this beautiful piece of paper. Just like that. I love when things come together and you don't have to pull your hair out. You know, you just find items and it matches and it's beautiful and you move on. There. Lovely. Just like that. Oh, see how pretty this is? And so simple. Because I don't know if you're like me, but I purchase, you know, these well, I guess ephemera, like some are coffee stained, because I'm wanting to grab some. I can't, I'm all thumbs, but you know, things like these, right? And I find that I don't always use them, so this is the occasion to do so. There. Oh my goodness, look how gorgeous. Oh, I love it. And without even thinking, I made, you know, I put it where it kind of peeks out and you have to see, you have to pull to see what it is. Love it. Okay, so how about we make another very small paper pad, super easy, super quick. So super easy. All you have to do first is make sure of the size you want it. So this is a little too long, a little too large. So I need something less than this. Where's my pencil? So if it has to be less, I would say, I'm going to cut this white border. So maybe here and a little less, maybe here. That should be enough. Let me chop this up and we'll see. We'll see how it looks. First, I'm going to get rid of this white border. There we go. And first cut, I said, well, let's do the width. Oh, now I lost the measure for the length right about here. Wait now. Yeah, let's see for the width. Okay, it will tuck in the corner, but I have to remember there is a fold, right? It has to fold like this for the top part here. So I think right about here is nice. That's really good. And so now I can cut the length, which now has changed. So it will tuck in right about here and maybe down to here, would say. Let's see. I'm just going to also trim the white that I see. Just to get rid of that. Okay, perfect. Easy peasy so far. So we just need to choose if we like it like that or if we would prefer, because this won't show, there's paper, most of it on the front. I think I'd rather this side because the flowers echo the flowers here. I think I like that. So how about we start with that? Perfect. So now all we have to do is find some papers that will fit inside our little, you know, frame of notepad. Okay, I think these are really nice. Beautiful. So all we need to do is put these and make sure they want to make sure they're all lined up here. Yes, they are. I'm just going to make sure they hold while I punch a hole. Just need a little clip. Beautiful. Now I will punch some holes. How about right here? Lovely. And how about right there? Beautiful. I will get some little fasteners. I have mini ones, so I think mini ones will be perfect for this. You could also just staple the paper in. Why not? You can staple the whole thing like a matchbox. Matchbox? How do you say it? Not a matchbox. You know, a match pack? No. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. A match, you know, you open it and... But it's not a box with matches in it. It's a match thing. Booklet. Match booklet. Ah. So, yeah. So now we can also decorate this. And I'm thinking... Let me see what I have. First, I will round the corners. Lovely. And I will ink the edges, just like I did for the tag and everything else. I don't think I've inked the tag. I could do it after. It doesn't matter. There. I wonder if I have embossed paper like this. I think it really looks nice. Let me see. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. It's tempting. It's not the same type of paper. This is natural. But at the same time, I really love this. I don't want to take away from it. So, I regret to say I will not be adding this, but I think pearls are needed in this on this little booklet. I think it would look lovely. So without any hesitation, I will add just a few pearls. And yes, they have glue underneath, but as you can see, look, this one just came right off. So I don't really trust them for the long run. So I'm just adding some glue. There's nothing worse than, you know, creating something and then when the person receives it, it all comes undone. It's never happened to me, and I don't want it to happen anytime soon either. So, oops, I want you to be over here. Stop moving. There you go. Maybe one here. Maybe another one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right there. I could maybe add, you know, maybe a sentiment or something again in that beautiful little treasure box that I have. Let me see what I've got. I just found these butterflies like sideways. I don't know. What do you think? I think it's pretty. And there's one in the front, so I'm thinking, you know, why not? I think it's pretty. I'm going to glue him there. It's so nice. Little green butterfly. I love these laser cut elements, especially 49 in Market when I bought their paper. I think it was Moonlight something. Oh my goodness, the amount that came with this set. I was very pleased. I'm gonna pretend this butterfly is almost on the pearl. Why not? Oh, that's very sweet. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna back up the camera again. There we go. So this will tuck right in here. Now, not everything is super glued, so I gotta be careful so the pearls don't fall off, but you get the idea. And now the front, and I found this beautiful little thing right here. I thought he would look very sweet, but I want to find something to put here since I didn't glue this down, you know, and I'm not sure. I think the cherub is very beautiful, but since we went with butterflies and flowers, I'm not 100% certain. Let me see. Okay, so I found a few things, and I think this butterfly would be nice. I found this card and this thing that I made with my die cutting machine, and let me show you. Oh, there's another one here. Okay. Let me show you what I'm thinking. I think it would be very nice, but I still would like to have a little word of some sort. I didn't look through everything. Oh, wait now. Well, this is very nice as well. Okay, I don't know. So what I'm going to do for today, I will take this out. Now, I kind of like the butterfly, especially if I put it here. Although I was happy that this one would peek out, you know, through. I'm not disliking this. And since I went with butterflies here and there, I thought, why not here? And it matches the whole paper. So this is where I'm going with this. I think it will be very nice. Just like that. Now that I'm seeing this, I wish I would have glued the butterfly a little lower, but, you know, it's still fine. And I'm thinking I found this journaling card, and I thought, oh, it looks so lovely here, but there's something missing. And then I made these with my die cutting machine. Of course, I have metal ones. I'm sure you've seen them. I've used them. I don't know where they are. It's the same thing. Oh, there, they're metal, right? See, but I have the die for these, and this is lovely, so I will use it. I think it looks super great. And instead of having a square, you know, a white square right there in the front, now all of a sudden you have a piece of interest. And it leaves the rest of the card white to journal. Oh, I'm loving this. Oh, I love it. It's turning out so nice. Well, I'm very happy with it. Oh, I love it. So this was the first one, and I love how they're, you know, similar because it's, I mean, it is the same person making them and it is my style, but I don't know, they're similar but different. Am I making sense? Probably not. It's Friday. I'm tired. I had the whole week. There. Look at them. So this is the one we use for our guide, and this is the one we make together. I am not disliking this. The style is a little, might be a tiny bit more vintage with the dried flower, the embossed paper I meant. This is still vintage, but in a little more modern way because of the clean, crisp cut of these, the laser cut stuff. You know, it still has a feel of a touch of vintage, just in a little more modern way, if I can say it. So I hope you agree with me. Okay, So there it is, my friends. This is our crafting session for today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've inspired you to create your own. These are really fun, and all you need is one sheet of, 8.5 by 11 or another size. You could make those into mini. I'm probably going to make smaller ones because I make smaller journals, and I think these are really interesting. Can you imagine a mini pad on a mini tag holder like this? I mean, come on, it would be so sweet. So yes, do make smaller ones, bigger ones, whatever you want. I just hope I've inspired you. I hope you've learned something, and I really hope my explanation at the beginning were, clear enough for you to be able to redo this. But again, rewind and play, and you can just follow along. So I will leave you on this. I hope you are all happy, healthy, and safe. I give you a great big hug from here, Nova Scotia, Canada. And well, as usual, thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye. Bye bye.